It's a tomato harvest in the garden. Let's go fill this basket. First, here's a quick update to our double potted tomato. What we planted here is a dwarf variety called Boronia tomato. In the garden, most of our tomatoes are actually mixed sizes, which allows us to grow in smaller containers to save some space. Now, if you're thinking of growing in small pots, make sure you're either choosing a dwarf variety or a determinate variety, which means that they will grow to a determined height. And some can even grow smaller, like this micro dwarf orange hat. And you don't necessarily need to have a backyard to grow tomatoes. You can absolutely grow in containers as long as you're choosing the right variety, the right container, paying attention to watering, and feeding your plant with fertilizer as needed. And if you find that you're running out of room, you can always grow vertically by using hanging planters. If you like cherry tomatoes, give this one a try. It's called Sunrise Bumblebee. Little Peeps is also a good one for small space. Every year we like to plant something new like this brandy wine, which I'm really excited to try. Another new one that we just planted this year, it's called Prairie Red. This one produces quite a lot of fruits. And talk about high production tomato, this one is called Berry's Crazy Cherry. This one develops such large clusters of tomatoes. And lastly, this one is called Black Cherry Tomato. Now that we've filled our basket, this one's going to our family, friends, and neighbors.
It's totally not fucking ripe at all.
I've got the cart ready. Let's do the first big garden harvest of the season. I'm thinking this orange tree is trying to send me a message. I'll pick all of these up and then some off the tree. I've noticed that a few of them have been damaged by the cockatoos, but not too many of them. That's the last from the ground. Time to pick some from up here. This is definitely not the professional way to do it, but I find it much easier. It's like I've hardly made a dent. Let's go head over to the lemon tree. Let's put this poor broken branch out of its misery and take off all of these lemons. They're such a big size this year. I'm really happy with them. The tree is covered in bees pollinating the next crop. That bit there is a little baby lemon. This one doesn't look the best, but you know what? It's organically grown. It may not look perfect, but it will taste delicious. There is a storm coming. I'm gonna have to cut this harvest short, but I'll be back with lots more. Oh, I forgot to take the clothes in. The poor girls, they're saturated. Let's fill this basket up with goodies from my garden. We'll start off down here. I have lots of these button squash. You do have to go rooting around for them because the foliage is so large, it tends to cover them up. Whoops, this one's a bit bigger than this should be. The flesh at this size can get a little bit too firm. Oh, this one here looks a lot better. Let me take it off and we can compare them. See the difference in size there? Next up, I have some red capsicums, but unfortunately, they're not all looking the best. Oh, did you see all the water come out of that one? This one has been badly damaged. I'm not sure from what, maybe some pests or something, but that one will probably, well, what am I going on about? This section here will go into the compost bin and I might be able to rescue the back of it. I'm so happy with these. Next up, I'm going to pick a bunch of tomatoes. So this one here is called Lucid Gem. These ones are called Ram's Horn. I was just trying to open up the bag and they fell off the vine. There they are. Oh my goodness, I better hurry up because this rain is unreal. This one is a Berkeley tie-dye, some bumblebees, an orange capsicum. Oh, how good does that one look? But how bad does this one look? The pest damage has been terrible this summer. I've got quite a few of these lemon cucumbers. I'm going to cut one open to show you what it looks like on the inside. Despite their name, I don't think they've got any lemon flavour. Okay, let's get this one open. Oh, there we go. See, not really very special on the inside. It looks pretty similar to a Lebanese cucumber, just a different shape.
Let's see if we can harvest the garden before it starts raining. Let me go get my basket. I already harvested the head because I kept waiting to do a harvest video and they're starting to separate. So when they start to separate, they start forming the actual flowers because each of these can turn into a flower and then the taste changes. I'm still gonna try them though. This cauliflower is very tempting, but I feel like it could still get a bit bigger. But this one is definitely coming with me. I eat the leaves as well, so I'll just come and harvest them as I need them. But look how gorgeous that looks. This is a purple of Sicily variety. I didn't grow any of the white varieties this year because last year I didn't have the best luck with them, and this variety was a lot less maintenance. I've tried putting this plant to sleep I don't know how many times now, and it keeps producing, so I'm just gonna let it be and continue to harvest from it. Oh, here's another one. Okay, it's not bad. We can't forget the kale. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what this is. My kids took the labels. I'm gonna take it inside either way because you can't have enough greens during the winter time. I see a couple of tomatoes. They're the sun gold variety and they're so good. That's a spider web. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there and there's a bug stuck in it. So that was terrifying, but I'm trying to get to that tomato right there. Let me just check to make sure the spider isn't around. Probably a little one because the web isn't too big. Ah! I have secured the goods. So good. I'm checking for peas. Oh, there's a good one right here. Because my kids always take them before I can get to them. These aren't gonna make it inside. They're so good and crunchy. These are snow peas. Are these ready yet? Nope. Oh, there is one that's ready. Hold on. I see a nice red tomato right here. Look at this. This is a tomato variety. Last year this was one of my favorites, but after trying a sun gold, it's good, but it's not as good. And this is what I harvested from the garden today.
Guess what time it is? Today, Mom's gonna harvest her strawberries. Let's get started. Remember what they looked like 2 weeks ago? Here's what they look like today. Strawberries by Judy Bell Garden, coming to a market near you.
And you're done.
There's no better feeling than growing these yourself. Let us know in the comments below what you want to see next in Mama Judy's garden. Thank you for watching and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Harvesting the largest onion out of the 100 we planted. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wow, she is huge. She is almost 2 pounds.
The dehydrator just finished, so let's fill it back up. Starting off with some calendula.
You're such a good girl.
Dandelions. Chamomile. Summer savory. By the way, this is the plant that I could not figure out what it was for the longest time, so thank you to everybody that helped me. Some elderberry blossoms. Pineapple sage. More chamomile. Also, more calendula. Crimson clover. Found some more dandelions too. Some echinacea leaves. I'm gonna take the leaves from a few different plants. Thyme. some yarrow. Here is what we ended up harvesting today. Quite a bit, actually.
Let's see what we can harvest from the garden today. First, we're going to start off with the cutest eggplants I've ever seen, changed my mind. So this is called a fairy tale eggplant. And I want you guys to take a look at these. Look how pretty they are, and they're so tiny. This variety is perfect for containers. For a few weeks there, all the blooms kept drying up, but it's finally producing clusters. And this is actually the variety that got me hooked on eggplant. Look how pretty they look. Next up, I'm going to harvest most of these peppers. I feel like I cannot keep up with them. So I'm gonna take a bunch of these to share with family and friends because I have so many in the refrigerator already. This plant right here took a while to start producing, but I think I might have let them get a little bit too ripe. And what I find really interesting too is that these were actually a lot smaller last year as well. This year, they're probably 3 times the size. Last time this container only had about 1 ripe tomato, but now there's several, and they look beautiful. And there's a couple here as well. I don't think we'll eat this one, but maybe it might be good for seeds. This is a variety that says it's a Roma tomato, but it doesn't look like a Roma to me. It's way too round compared to the more oblong shape of the Romas. My favorite vegetable is finally ready to pick. I feel like I get the most excited for these. This is a squash. I'm not sure what variety. I'll look for the tag right now. Ow. But the leaves feel like they have espinas or alhuates. Ow. Look at that, you guys. Even more exciting than that are these gorgeous Brad's Atomic Grape tomatoes. I've never tried this variety before. You can see it right here. But I bought the seeds off Baker Creek and I'm so excited. I love adding things to the garden that have beautiful color, that look very rare and unique. And I don't really know how to tell if they're fully ripe or not. I tried reading it online and I still feel a little confused, but they're not fully green. They have a little bit of an iridescent green, purple, orange, and more of like almost a dark brown, I would say, or maybe a really deep purple. So I'm gonna bring in a couple of these and then we'll be able to test them out. Honestly, I think this is one of the most stunning tomatoes I've ever grown. And look at these ripe clusters of tomatoes. They are just magnificent. And there's a few more up here, but these aren't all fully ripe, so I'm only gonna take the ones that are. Uh-oh, this is my serrano plant, and as you can see, no matter how much I pick them, I just can't keep up. And this time I think I'm gonna try and get every single pepper off the plant, just so that I can buy myself some time before it keeps producing like this again. But look at that color. These are gonna be extra spicy. Now let's harvest all these green ones before they turn red. And then of course, you guys already know we cannot forget the eggplant. Last time I left a couple of them on here to get a little bigger, and I think they're ready to bring inside now. Last but not least, we have these infamous yellow peppers. So I'm gonna pick a few of these. And a lot of you guys were telling me that a good way to see whether a pepper is spicy or not is by how it curves. If it curves, it's most likely going to be very spicy. And look at these. A lot of people are probably wondering why I bit into it instead of just trying a little bit. And it's honestly because I became very confident that they were gonna be sweet. Remember, I tricked you guys with the habanada peppers, or what I thought were habanada peppers. Those looked spicy, but they were actually really sweet, and so I thought this would be the exact same story, and it definitely was not. And here's what I harvested from the garden today. I'm gonna be gone for a few days, so I want to make sure I harvest things from the garden before they bolt. I'm starting off with this Swiss chard. It's massive. It's gonna be super hot. It hasn't bolted yet, but I don't want to risk it. Look how huge this thing is. Oh, it's beautiful. I overwintered this serrano plant, and because it's more mature, it's loaded with peppers. I actually made some pico de gallo yesterday on top of nachos, and I added 2 of these, but 2 of the tiny ones that my daughter had picked, and it was really spicy. So many peppers. Next is this habanero plant. It's kind of being shaded out by the sunflower. I'm gonna pick these right here. Oh, here's another good one. Are they supposed to get like this, or are they supposed to get orange? Because I know peppers get spicier as they turn red, so I don't want them to get too hot. But look how pretty. Here's another pepper plant, and as you can see, some of them are already starting to overripen. Oh, look at that. There's 2 peppers. Next, I'm going to harvest this pink celery. I know it doesn't look pink right now, and the stalks themselves are also a little bit of a washed out pink, but it's supposed to be pink celery, and I know it's going to start to bolt if I don't harvest it now. It almost looks like a pastel pinky purple color. Next up is this adorable purple pepper plant. So this one's barely starting to turn color, and that's how the peppers are supposed to look, but for some reason the first flush came out looking like this. So I'm gonna pick a couple of them. Look how cute. I don't know why they're shaped like that. I know epazote loves the heat, so I don't think it's going to bolt, but I'm gonna harvest a couple of it either way, just so that it doesn't grow too crazy by the time I get back. This is one of my favorite herbs to use in the kitchen. One thing I can't recommend enough is to overwinter your eggplant if you're able to. Okay, so this is the first one. Another one. Do you see all of these hiding? Ow. They've got some espinas, it feels like. I'm so scared. Please don't let there be any bugs. There's another one. Oh, look at all the eggplant I just picked. This spinach is also starting to bolt, so I'm gonna harvest any that hasn't bolted yet. I have so much lettuce. I typically just cut the outer leaves as I need them. Last but not least, I'm gonna take all of the cilantro because the leaves are starting to get smaller, which means it's gonna try and bolt soon. And this area is a little bit more shaded, so hopefully that'll keep them from bolting quite as fast so that I can extend my harvest. And in between that, we have some garlic tops. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring those in as well. Not all of them, but a few, so that we can eat them with tofu scramble later on today. And here's what I harvested from the garden today.
Let's see what we can grab from the garden to make dinner. Grabbing some asparagus. For sure peas, because I have a lot right now. And obviously because they're delicious. I'm gonna grab some from over here too. Some radishes, some nasturtium leaves, and this nasturtium flower. These little broccoli side shoots, and then I'm also gonna take some of the leaves because this plant needs to be taken out anyways, so might as well strip it. Hello, just came across my first tomato forming. Very exciting. I'm gonna grab a couple of branches of celery. This whole pak choy. A little bit of basil. I love the leaves on this, so pretty. A little bit of thyme. I'm gonna grab a few pansies too, because why not? Okay, I think that's good. So, this is what we harvested. Oh, I'm gonna grab a few green onions too though. Oh yeah, I also have this, and I haven't even tried it yet, so I'm just gonna grab a couple of the leaves and saute it up with what I had already grabbed. All right, now this is what we harvested. Rinsed everything off. Now I'm just gonna get it all prepared. So I'm sauteing everything up except for the pansies, the basil, and some of the green onions. Added some lemon zest and then some lemon juice. A little bit of salt and pepper. Red chili flakes. Also added some nutritional yeast. and some balsamic reduction. Ooh, and some feta. Then I'm gonna top it off with the green onions, the basil, and all of the edible flowers. And then my husband grilled a steak. So this is dinner and it smells so good.
Let's go on in the berry patch and collect some strawberries together. For those of you who are new, I have a berry patch here, and then over there is a separate vegetable garden. First bed here is the only one that's fully filled out with strawberries that I propagated, but it is giving me so much. Oh, I see a nice big one. Look at the size on that. Getting a little bit of slug damage, but it's nothing. It's just a strawberry here and there. I'm gonna give it to the girls. They already got some, that's why they're lining up. Go get it. You guys see all the little vines growing in here? These are brand new strawberry plants. I'm in the second bed that isn't fully filled, and I'm just letting this bed make as many babies as it can. But the plant's putting all of its energy out towards making babies and making these tiny little thumbnail sized strawberries. I only found 3 strawberries in this bed that I'm letting have babies. All of these came from my first bed that I am pruning and weeding from, and you can see how much more I'm getting.
Let's grab some things for dinner. Starting off with this Mayan jaguar lettuce, it is absolutely beautiful. And since it's getting warm, I am just gonna take the entire head. This broccoli, I'm gonna save the leaves for a different meal. Strawberries. Raspberries. Some mint. I grabbed some apple mint, sweet mint, and chocolate mint. Some oregano. And this onion. Maybe. All right, here is what we harvested. Yum!
I haven't been out to the garden in about a week because my family was sick, but we're gonna see what we can harvest today. Things are growing very wild. A lot of things look very sad, but hopefully we can find some really good stuff. Do you guys see this poor little Brad's atomic grape? It looks so sad. It's got a few fruit on it, but even those don't look that great. It really needs some water. Oh wait, are there hornworms here? I'm kind of scared, you guys. I didn't bring my gloves this time. Look at those tomatoes. They look very matte, I think because they're just so dry. Usually they have more of a sheen to them. There's a few more up here. And then next to it, we have my serrano plant, which still looks pretty good actually for not being watered for about a week now. One thing I do notice right now is, wait, what is that? Oh no, that's just part of the plant. One thing I do notice is that there are some red serrano peppers, but not as many. I think it did help out that I harvested as many as I could last time around. That way I could take a few days off because the plant was just producing too much at once. Which isn't a bad thing, except I couldn't keep up. What was that? Oh, just mulch. It might be a good thing that some of these tomato plants are a bit overgrown because the leaves are helping to shield some of the fruit so that it doesn't fry in the sun. I love harvesting them when they look like this. They remind me of Rudolph's nose. And there's a few more in here. This is one singular eggplant and it's so cool because it is a beautiful variety. It's called a Como eggplant. I got those seeds from Baker Creek, and the entire plant is in a small container made out of cedar fence pickets. And I just want you guys to see how beautiful these eggplants are. Look how massive they are as well. So let's harvest one. You guys, look at that. And there's about 2 more. Look at these, you guys. Next to that, we have these peppers, which I don't see the tag for. But they shouldn't be spicy because look at the shape on them. Wow, what do these look like? There's ones that I see people grill all the time, but I think they get a little bit longer than this. Hopefully there are some peppers ready over here as well. Oh, down here. Look how beautiful these are. One more. I don't remember if this is a San Marzano or a Roma tomato plant, but look at these gorgeous beauties. They're falling right off. These are the first I will get to harvest from this plant. Oh, there's a lizard! Oh God, okay. There's a lizard back there. I told you guys, right? Reptiles, for some reason, really freak me out. I just easily get scared of pretty much everything that moves. You know what I probably won't be starting next season? Peppers. I think I have enough peppers to last me for as long as I continue to garden, which will be the rest of my life. Because these pepper plants just keep getting more and more productive the older they get, and as you can see here, I just can't seem to keep up with them. Look at this beautiful scallop squash. It's really heavy too. I see a few more on the plant. They just need to get a lot bigger. About a week ago, I came through and harvested all of the ripe tomatoes from this volunteer Tommy Toe tomato. And as you can see, it's covered in ripe tomatoes once more. So we're gonna have to come up with something really nice and delicious to use these all up with. Here is another pepper plant. Right next to it, we have some Rosboro blackberries, and look how gorgeous these are. So this variety is really good for Arizona because it can handle the heat really well. It's very productive, but the only thing is that it does have thorns, as you can see right there. I really like these. They're extremely sweet, extremely productive, and they're a pretty good size. I spot one more. Honestly, it's kind of a miracle that there's any left on the plant because my kids usually get to them before I can ever get to harvest any. Oh, and there's some down here. Ow! Last but not least, I know there's some beans around here. Look how pretty these are. Oh no, oh no. I did not mean to do that. Oh, is there just one? No, I thought there was more. Oh well, it's a really pretty bean. Before I go, it looks like there's some more eggplant that I need to bring indoors. Oh no, that looks kind of gross. We're still gonna bring it indoors though. Let's see, there's one more back here. And here's what I harvested from the gardens today.
I'm about to harvest one of my garlics early because 1, I'm tired of waiting. 2, I kind of just want to see how they're coming along. And 3, I planted them in the most inconvenient spot I could have possibly planted them in my garden, and honestly, they need to go. Don't ask me why I did this. I don't know. I have ADHD. I suck at planning. I'm not very good at it. My gardening is very chaotic. But I installed this cattle panel this year. And so before the cattle panel was here, and I knew that it was going here, by the way, I don't know. So I don't know why I decided to plant garlic literally right here in front of the panel. And then, of course, I planted cucumbers to go up the cattle panel. And now the garlic is just in the way. And it's kind of looking like it's not doing so hot either. So I'm about to pull this one out. I'm literally just going to have to pull it out through the fence. Oh my gosh. Oh, in there. Oh. Okay, this garlic is way bigger than expected, but also look what I just found. Something's been eating it. Oh, what is that? What is that? Oh no. I don't know what that is. This is my first time growing garlic. I've never seen this worm before in my life. What is it? I hope it's not all the other garlic. Maybe that's why they weren't doing good. They're being eaten. You know what? I'm just gonna pull the rest of them out. I have garlic elsewhere in the garden that's doing a lot better. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull them out. Okay, we are gonna get this one. Okay, I got it, finally. That one was hard. This is massive. Okay, phew. It looks like there are no bugs on this one. This one's good. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the rest, and I'm not storing these anyways. I'm gonna prepare them, like pickle them or something, so let's get the rest. Okay, we got this one. Oh, any bugs? No bugs! Yay! Another one with no bugs. We're lucking out. I think I freaked out over nothing. I think it was just the one. Another one. Going for this other one. I don't know why I planted them like this. Oh, yes. Another one, thank you. And last one. Okay, not bad. We only had one that has a weird thing in it. We got, let's see how many. We got 7 that were perfect. And that's just in this bed. That's just in this bed. I'm glad that those are gone. I've got a few more over here in this bed that I'm gonna leave a little longer, let them do their thing. But I'm so happy with the ones that I got. They're way bigger than I expected. I think I'm gonna pickle these or something. This is music garlic, by the way. It's a hardneck variety. Yay! It's so beautiful.
Here's one gardening mistake I made this year that I wish I would have known sooner. I put all of my seeds in the ground like this lettuce at the same time, so once it was ready, I ended up with way too much lettuce for just a household of 2. Instead, I wish I would have done succession planting. This is when you space out the dates you plant so you have a harvest all season long. So for example, say you were to plant some lettuce seeds and then wait 2 weeks and plant some more, then it's ready at different times and you're able to enjoy lettuce all throughout the summer. Even though I didn't plan things perfectly, nothing is going to go to waste, as I'm going to harvest this lettuce and use it to make a big salad for a family party. This was just a learning lesson for the future.
Let's see what the garden will give us today. I think it's going to be a lot of cucumbers. So many cucumbers. Ah, one more. Look at this little baby watermelon. It's time to harvest these big guys. Actually, I should have done it a few days ago because now they're cracking, but oh well. Look at this thing. This is massive. There's a couple of sweet creams back there. I don't remember what variety this is, but it's ready. It might be Dr. Weich's, I think. This blue gold berry looks like it's turning color. Ooh, these are so pretty. This one's not gonna make it out of the garden. It wasn't ripe yet. There are some ground cherries down here. I know for sure these are ripe and are not gonna make it out of the garden. See, that one didn't play me like that tomato did. Delicious. There's okra that is way too big. I waited way too long. I'm regretting squishing all of these eggplants together because there are some in this one right here that I need to harvest, but like how am I gonna get to them? How am I gonna, they're all the way under there. Okay, I got them, but it took a lot of courage because I was so scared that my hand was gonna bump into a spider in there. I want some of these banana peppers to snack on. And I need dill because obviously I'm gonna be making pickles with all those cucumbers. Also, for those asking how I get my dill so bushy, this is it. I harvest it constantly. And I have a spaghetti squash here that I really want to harvest because I think it's going to be my only spaghetti squash because this plant is dying because of squash vine borers. So I kind of want to harvest it so that I can rip the plant out and replant it with something tougher, like zucchini rampicante, something. I did it. It's not all the way yellow yet, but it's fine. I'll leave it out to ripen. Nah, I don't want to squish the tomatoes. Just pretend that I put it in there. This is what we got. Not too shabby. I'm back home after being away for about 3 days, and I'm just looking around the garden, and there's so much to harvest. Again, I just did a huge harvest before we left. I knew when I came back there was gonna be more, and I was right. I'm not complaining. In the words of Red Leaf Ranch, abundance, but the garden is in full swing and it's a little hard for me to keep up with right now, but that's why I'm learning how to can this year. But anyways, let's see what we can harvest. Let's start with this Caserta zucchini. This variety is so beautiful. Also, please ignore my fingernails. I also just grabbed this weirdo little squash. I have no idea what this is. I planted this as lemon squash. That's what the seed said, but this is not lemon squash. It's got to be some kind of weird hybrid, but whatever it is, I'm saving seeds from it because vine borers have not touched this guy. So I'm thinking whatever this is, it's pretty resistant to the borers, so I'm going to be saving seeds. Yet again, there are so many cucumbers in here, so I'm gonna grab all of those. Got some of these Natsu Fushinari cucumbers. 2 more of those. A lot of my miniature white cucumbers got overripe. I swear, if you are not here to pick these guys like every single day, they get overripe so fast. Ideally, they should be picked when they're about this size. Again, with these pickling cukes, these are a little too big, a little too overripe, but they're okay. Kind of want to stick with this size. So many cucumbers. It's so weird because I was gone for 3 days, right? I picked all of the cucumbers before I left, come back, all these cucumbers, and they're overripe. It's just crazy. Look at this. My first Chinese noodle beans are ready. I'm so excited to try these. I've never grown them before, and I just broke one. No. This is a mess. There we go. These are just so cool. I have a green variety as well, but they're not producing yet. So cool. More terracotta tomatoes. I'm definitely gonna be making some sauce or some salsa this week. I still have so many tomatoes on my counter. I just found another cucumber. Check out all of these Romas. Definitely gonna be making some salsa. I love the color of this purple rain tomato. Just got these sweet creams. Atomic Fusions, one of my favorite tomatoes this season. So beautiful. Lots of berries, crazy cherry tomatoes in here. I'm gonna grab some of these cucamelons. Ground cherries. Just harvested this corn. Look at how beautiful it is. Okra. And a couple of eggplants. I cannot believe all of this was ready after just 3 days of being gone. 3 days. Thanks, garden.
Let's harvest dinner from the garden. But first, hey, I'm Jessica, and 4 years ago, I quit my full-time job to do flying kicks and to try and grow all my own food right here in my backyard. This main garden area has 10 fruit trees and over 1,000 square feet of garden space. I've had my eye on this green zucchini for a couple days now, so let's get it. I should definitely call him. And jeepers, mister, that yellow zucchini got huge too. Ugh, you're kind of sweaty. I know, it's hot out here. Okay, keep an eye out for an onion that's ready to pick. Wait, go back. There she is. Yeah, let's get another. Ooh, this is fun. Let's get one more. These are long day yellow onions from Baker Creek, and they're known to store really well. These 350 heads of garlic are my pride and joy. I started with just 10 cloves 4 years ago and have been replanting every year since. Whew, she's a beaut, Clark. These are seriously the biggest heads of garlic I've ever grown. Whoop, spoke too soon. You're looking a little smaller than the others, but I'm still gonna eat you. Okay, one last stop over at New York City. Get it? New York City, because they lay eggs in there. Up and over the fence, and I almost stepped directly in the chicken's water. All right, let's open her up and see what we got. Whoop, looks like a full house. Don't mind me, ladies, just coming for the kids. Whew, that joke was in bad taste. Do you mind keeping it down? I'm trying to film a TikTok. Tonight, I'm making stuffed zucchini boats with garlic bread and egg noodles, so...
Let's see what's ready to harvest in the garden. Here's my little viral cucumber bush. This one looks pretty ready.
Sneaky is another one. I'm gonna harvest this iceberg that's growing in the shade of the cucumbers. Some zucchini. Another one. I have a different variety over here. These are called costada. Beautiful. Do we feel like we're in France or what? I think we have to harvest this gorgeous red butterhead and this eggplant together. This one's ready too. Check under the row cover. Wow, that cabbage is perfect, but I'm gonna let it get a little bigger. I think this kale and this lettuce is ready.
Gotta go get another harvest bowl.
I forgot about this iceberg over here. Eating a lot of lettuce this week. Get a little bit of chard. Let's check in on the greenhouse. Okay, so we're gonna have to make some pesto. I almost forgot there's more basil out here.
There are definitely worse things in life than having this much basil.
I think parsley will go nice with all of this.
I'm honestly just too lazy to go get another bowl.
First tomatoes of the season. Jalapeno. How beautiful is that with the alyssum? I'll come back later for some borage and nasturtium flowers.
But I want to try one right now.
I'm gonna harvest this cilantro before it starts to go to seed. Don't want to forget about the scallions. I'm just gonna take one bunch. Grab some dill for pickles. More nasturtiums for later. Let's check on the garlic. Looking good. Time to harvest.
Ooh, let's see what we're gonna make with all of this. I'm just gonna make a big batch of pesto with all of this basil. Maybe put some in the freezer. All this cilantro is about to bolt, but I can salvage it and make a chutney, probably also for the freezer. More fresh herbs. I love having all this parsley. I'll probably make some tabbouleh or falafel, or maybe like a grainy herby salad with this. This is our lettuce for the week. I'm gonna make some morning green smoothies with all of this chard. I'm gonna make my mom's refrigerator pickles with these cucumbers and this dill. Probably use this zucchini in some sort of a stir fry, or maybe a ratatouille with this eggplant and some of the season's first tomatoes.
And it's just beginning. Okay, there's finally a break in the rain, so let's go harvest more sweet potatoes. Here's the one that I harvested yesterday. It's huge, so I can't wait to see what the others look like. I'm honestly just gonna start digging. There's one right there. Oh yes. Oh man, okay, I've gotta like cut it off from the base there. Oh. Careful. Oh, that one's kind of cute. It started raining again, but I don't care, it's kind of fun. Okay, I found another one. This one seems to have the same shape as the last one. It's kind of like curled in on itself. It's kind of cute though, look at it. Oh no, I broke that one off. I found the other piece. I know that there's a better way to do this with like a pitchfork, but I don't have one of those. So there's this one, but I think I'm gonna cover this one back up because it just doesn't feel quite big enough yet. So go back to sleep. Okay, I feel like this one is gonna be a big one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. That's huge. There's a couple that are a bit smaller. I'm gonna leave those to grow some more. I pulled these tiny ones on accident. It's weird how some of them are huge and some of them are still babies, but you know. And it's like I'm trying to dig out the big ones without disturbing the little ones, but it's hard. I feel like these are pretty good size, but I don't know. It seems like these grew in a huge cluster. Look at this one. Oh my gosh. Just a big ball. And I'm gonna grab this one too. I think these ones are like the perfect little one serving size. There are some others attached here and hopefully they'll be able to grow more now that I got the big ones out of the way that were kind of like compacting together. So I'm gonna just cover these ones back up. Okay, I can't find any more that are worth disturbing right now. There are still some small ones, so I think this is pretty good though. That's pretty good for my first ever sweet potatoes that I have ever grown. I'm so proud of myself. Also, it's starting to rain again, so I'm gonna take these inside and begin curing them for about 2 or so weeks. Then I can eat them. Yum! Thanks, garden!
I have so much to harvest because I've been gone for a few days, so I need all hands on deck. 1, 2, 3, 4 baskets. I'm gonna need them all. As always, I'll start with the black raspberries, but I think we're officially coming to an end. This might actually be the last harvest. A couple of handfuls to end black raspberry season. I could not be more grateful for the harvest that I got from those bushes this year. Now on to red raspberries. On to blueberries. I was also able to get some blackberries and wineberries that grow wild on my property. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I have a massive Cherokee purple that's ready to pick. Oh my goodness, look at this thing. Ah! I was able to harvest some other tomatoes as well. On to the zucchini that should have been picked 3, maybe 4 days ago. They're the size of babies. Look at how big they are. A few cucumbers past their prime and another few right on time. On to the green beans. Oh my gosh, well, that took me an hour. Now time to pick a few of my garlic bulbs that are ready. Time to pick some peppers and potatoes. I think it's time, my dear. Look at the purple cayenne. Aren't they so pretty? Some yellow jalapenos and purple jalapenos. And of course, regular jalapenos. I actually had to get another basket so I could harvest the potatoes. I'm also going to harvest all of the potatoes from this grow bag. Not as many as I'd hoped, but I mean, a harvest is a harvest. Jeez Louise, this is my 5 basket harvest.
It's dinner time and my kids requested the same thing they always ask for, which is pesto pasta. So let's get some more basil from the garden. Please don't let there be bugs in here. Let's go do this. This actually isn't all of the basil. I still have some in the fridge from the last few harvests, so let me go get that. We have some right here, and then we have some in a bag. The first thing I like to do is take off all of the leaves, and then I'm gonna soak them in water while my pasta water starts boiling. As I'm going through, I'm checking every single leaf just to make sure that there's nothing on it, because I'm not looking forward to that extra protein. I like to mix it every once in a while just to make sure it doesn't stick. So I'm gonna transfer all of the basil over to my blender. Let's toss in a cup of clove garlic. Next, some nutritional yeast. And you can add almonds, but today I'm gonna be doing 2 handfuls of walnuts. Next is some citric acid, but you can also just use lemon juice. This gives it a really nice tangy flavor. I'm also gonna squeeze in a little bit of lime. What else? Olive oil. The pasta is gonna be done in about 1 to 2 minutes, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of the pasta water and I'm gonna put it in here as well. Let's take a little ladle and another one. Let's add the sauce into the pan. To top the pasta, I'm gonna make a plant-based Parmesan cheese made out of nuts, nutritional yeast, garlic powder, and salt. While I do this, can I tell you a little story? So the first day of kindergarten for my daughter, I was the extra mom, okay? I made her some pesto pasta because that's one of her favorite meals. And she came home that day and I was asking her about school and she told me, well, some kids made fun of my lunch. And I asked her why? And she said, they said my pesto pasta was yucky. She said they brought Lunchables and I think sandwiches and yogurt or something like that. And I didn't know what to say, so I asked her, well, do you want something similar tomorrow? Do you want something different? And she said, no, I want pesto pasta again. And I thought, yes, that's my girl. I thought that was so cool of her, that she didn't let that stop her from enjoying her favorite meal. She was like, can I have it again tomorrow, please? So anyways, I'm going to taste and add as I see necessary. Oh wait, why isn't it turning on? What the heck? Ah! There it goes. This is what the pasta looks like. Sprinkle some of this on there. Buen provecho. It's so creamy.
If you have a sunflower that looks like this, it's ready to be harvested. Give it a clip and start peeling off all the mini flowers on top of the sunflower seeds, and you will reveal the bounty below. And when this is done, you will see all of the delicious and nutritious sunflower seeds. I often leave these to dry on the plant for the birds, but I thought that this one might be fun to dry for myself and see how they taste fresh from the plant. Enjoy!
Does anyone want to start a club with me? It's just like a club of people who have fucking had it, and we nap. It's mostly a napping club, but we also do crafts when we have energy.